There is a specific type of person who walks into a room and changes it. Not because they are loud, not because they ask for attention, and not because they wear power like a suit made of pride and noise. No, they change things because of what they refuse to do. They refuse to react. They refuse to break. They refuse to be moved by the mess that brings everyone else to their knees. And the world, whether it says it or not, feels nervous around that person. Throughout history, the best fighters, leaders, and thinkers knew something most people never saw. Real danger is not found in the man who yells. It is found in the man who is quiet while everyone else is yelling. This is not by luck. This is a way of life tested in fire. This is Stoicism. And today we will find 5 habits, 5 silent, strong habits that show up when a person masters this old way of life. These are not tricks. These are not acts. These are the natural results of a deep inner change, so total, so firm in its rules that the world has no choice but to notice. Stay with this because what follows is not just facts. It is a look in the mirror. Habit 1. They never explain themselves to people who have already made up their minds. There is a certain weakness that has hurt the world today. It is the constant need to be understood, to be liked, to defend, and to give reasons for every choice. As if our worth is decided by the view of people who have no right to judge us. The Stoic sees this trap and says no. Marcus Aurelius, who led the biggest kingdom of his time, who faced many enemies, wrote private words never meant for praise. Never value anything that makes you trade away your character. He did not show off his goodness. He built it quietly. The hard truth is this. When we run to explain ourselves, we are not looking for truth. We are looking for a yes from others. And the moment we need someone else's okay to stand firm on our own path, we have given away power we should have kept. Epictetus, born a slave but becoming one of history's smartest minds, knew this well. He had every reason to beg for respect. Instead, he said, look for good inside yourself, not outside. When you stop defending yourself to those who have already judged you, things change. The energy once spent protecting your image is turned inward toward growth. That is what makes the Stoic strong. Not being mean, not fighting, but the calm, sure feeling of someone who knows who they are and needs no proof. Habit 2, they control their feelings as if their freedom depends on it. Because it does. Every day the world throws trouble at us. Insults, failures, and people who push us, sometimes on purpose, sometimes by mistake. Most people act the same way every time, fast, with anger, like a toy moved by whoever is standing nearby. The Stoics called this a kind of prison. Not locks on the body, but locks on the mind. Epictetus wrote, "It is not things that hurt us, but what we think about them." Between what happens and how we answer, there is a gap. In that gap lives our freedom. When someone tries to make you mad and you stay calm, when people talk bad about you and your face stays steady, when bad news comes and you breathe instead of breaking, you show something great. You cannot be pushed around, and a person who cannot be pushed cannot be used or broken by feelings alone. Seneca warned that we suffer more from scary thoughts than from real life. The Stoic says no to the big scary story. They watch, breathe, and act with a plan rather than just reacting. This is not being cold. It is being strong. It is feeling everything and choosing to stay steady anyway. Habit 3, they welcome hard times as if they picked them. Most people run from struggle. They complain about it and try to build lives so soft that trouble never gets in. The Stoic does the opposite, not because they like pain, but because they know that struggle is what builds you. Marcus Aurelius faced sickness, loss, and many fights. He wrote, "The block in the road becomes the road." That one line changes everything. What stops you can build you. The Stoics loved their fate. Not just putting up with it, but choosing to love everything that happens, even the hard parts. Seneca said, "A person gets strong through trials like metal in a fire." We love comfort today, yet the people we look up to were made in hard times. When you treat struggle as a workout instead of a punishment, you stop being a victim. You become someone who cannot be easily broken. Habit 4, they talk very little but with meaning. There is a silence that makes others feel uneasy. Not an empty quiet, but a chosen quiet. We live in a world of constant noise. Everyone talks, everyone posts. Silence feels weird, almost scary. The Stoic knows that silence is power. Zeno taught that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we talk. This was not just about being polite. It was about being a leader. The person who listens while others act gets a clear view. When they do speak, it is very exact. Epictetus warned that talking too much makes people trust you less. Every extra word makes the important ones weaker. When you get used to being quiet, others feel it. Words become rare, and being rare makes them heavy. The Stoic does not talk to be seen. They talk to be right. And that feels like real power. Habit 5. They have already accepted the worst thing that could happen. Most people live life scared of losing things. Their name, their friends, their comfort, their safety. Because they fear losing these, they can be controlled by threats. They give in. They trade their truth. They keep quiet. The Stoic practices thinking about loss before it happens. Not to be sad, but to be ready. Seneca wrote, "Practice for the end." The person who has learned to face the end has learned how to be free. When you think about loss calmly and make peace with it, fear gets weak. The threat loses its teeth. The person trying to scare you finds they have no power over you. This is why the Stoic looks dangerous. Not because they are wild, but because they are free. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal and sickness. He wrote, "Loss is just change, and change is natural." He had already accepted that the ground could move under him, and that being ready kept him steady. The world cannot scare someone who has already faced their worst fear inside and chosen to stand tall anyway. That person is not just strong. That person is untouchable.